entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Must sell ranch immediately. Will sacrifice for $20,000 cash. Colonel W.H. Grjngo, Diablo.
That ad's covered about every paper in the West. Time we started getting results. Here comes your boat, Penny.
Oh, hi, Colonel.
Morning, Tagg.
Gee, you haven't sold the ranch, have you?
Haven't had an offer yet.
Daddy's just seeing how he'll look when we get to Washington.
Maybe we won't be able to sell.
Don't want to. But when the Army calls a man back to active duty, there's not much time for ranching.
Gosh, Colonel, I wish you didn't have to leave Diablo.
You mean you wish Penny didn't have to leave?
Oh, Colonel.
I couldn't run the ranch by myself, Tagg. Now, how would you like to help me pick some blackberries?
Hey, that'd be swell.
Have you seen Tagg, Lofty?
Hey, he's out of Granger's, mooning around Penny, as usual.
Well, a telegram came for the Colonel. I think I'll take it out to him.
That's a good idea. He's sure anxious to sell. Might be an offer.
Mister, climb down and let it reach for some sky. Hurry up.
I haven't anything worth taking.
Look what we got us, boys. A real live dude. Get the Wells Fargo box.
I ain't carrying a Wells Fargo box this trip.
We've got something better than the box. A whole slew of $1,000 bills. So you had nothing worth taking, huh?
Look over there, up on that rise.
We got company.
Let's get going.
It's only a girl.
That's not only a girl, that's Annie Oakley.
Let's move.
Don't worry about your money, mister. Annie can outride and outshoot those running men. Maybe I'd better help her.
What are you doing here?
I'll cover your getaway.
We don't need cover. We'll bushwhack her when she rides through.
A woman? Not if you want me to stick with you. Get going, I'll handle it.
Let's go.
you don't seem to be wounded.
No. Those men shot at me. I'm afraid I just lost my balance.
Well, from the looks of your clothes, you seem to be a...
Tenderfoot. Yes, I'm from Boston. I'm Earl Wallace, Miss Oakley. The driver told me who you are.
Oh, well, those outlaws gave you kind of a rough welcome. Did they get away with anything?
Quite a sum. $20,000 in cash.
$20,000? Well, that's a lot of money to be carrying around.
I know, but I'd intended to buy a ranch that's for sale.
Colonel Granger's? Oh, did you wire him you were coming?
No, I didn't. Why?
Well, a telegram came for him today, and I was just going to take it over to him.
Maybe an offer from someone else.
Yes, probably is.
I was going to town to the hotel, but if there's another offer, I'd better see the colonel first.
But your money's been stolen.
I could wire the bank for more. I suppose I could use that horse and ride with you.
Well, I can't go out to the Granger's place now, Mr. Wallace. You see, even though those men are out of reach, I still have to report the robbery to the deputy sheriff. With enough luck, we might get your money back.
I'm heartily in favor of that. But I'd still like to talk to Colonel Grjngo.
Oh, his place isn't hard to find. It's just over the ridge. Oh, but the telegram.
Well, I'll deliver it for you. I promise not to peek.
Well, thank you. And good luck. Well, let's say better luck.
I got one of them, Annie. There's nothing on him to tell who he is. Where's the dude?
He went on over to Granger's. Oh, I found this gun out there.
He used to belong to this owner till the dude snatched it and took after the others. He sure tried, even if he didn't catch nothing.
I wonder how I could forget a gun.
Probably didn't know anything about shooting irons.
Our representative on the way prepared to close immediate deal for your ranch, signed the Southwest Land Company. It's another offer, all right, Mr. Wallace.
Sounds as if you could make your cash deal with them.
But, Daddy,
Yeah?
I think if Mr. Wallace still wants the ranch, that he should have first choice at it. After all he's been through.
I was about to say the same thing.
If anybody buys the ranch, I hope you do, Mr. Wallace.
Thank you, Miss Granger, and you too, Tagg. But I wouldn't want to spoil a sure sale for you, Colonel.
Don't worry about that. The fellow isn't here yet. Why don't you stay and have supper with us and we can talk this over?
Well, I should get into town and send a telegram.
Couldn't that wait? At least till after supper.
Well,
It's settled then.
And you'll stay too, won't you, Tagg?
Well, I'd sure like to, but I promised Annie I'd be home early. Well, I better be going now, I guess.
All right, Tagg. I'll see you out.
so will I. Then maybe you'll show me around the place a bit, Miss Granger.
No identification on body of man in robbery.
Say, Annie, what sort of an hombre is this dude?
He's easy to like. Lofty, this gun's been fired twice.
Shouldn't it be?
Well, I only heard 2 shots when Mr. Wallace said the outlaws fired at him.
You don't think this Wallace lied to you, do you?
Not for any reason I can think of. It just seems funny.
Annie, do you know what I think?
I haven't kept up on my mind reading lessons, Tagg.
Penny Granger likes that Mr. Wallace, and I do too. And I think he'll buy the ranch if the other man doesn't.
What other man?
The telegram said there was one on his way.
Well, there are bound to be others. Everybody west of the Mississippi's read the Colonel's ad by now.
Hey, Lofty, those road agents must have read that ad, too.
Yeah, they can probably read. What of it?
Well, that's just why they're here. Hanging around to rob anybody that has the cash to buy the ranch, like Mr. Wallace.
Yeah, it's an idea. What stage is this other man coming in on, Tagg?
The telegram didn't say anything about his stage. Just said he was on his way.
That opens up a guessing contest.
Not necessarily. Not if we get out first thing in the morning and pick up the outlaws' trail.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough, Penny. It's been a long time since I've had an evening like this.
I'm afraid it was very simple and quiet.
It's very nice to be very simple and quiet. With someone you like.
Thank you.
Your horse is all ready to go, Earl. Now, you be sure and come back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you the rest of the ranch, and if you like it, we can come to terms.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Penny.
Good night.
As nice a young fellow as I've ever met.
Yes, he's very pleasant.
Very pleasant. You could have seen the way you two looked at each other. Well, you could go farther and do worse.
Daddy, you're just jumping to conclusions.
You sure took long enough at the Grangers.
I couldn't get away before.
Well, what's up?
I found out what we're after. There's a buyer on his way with the money.
When?
Right away, I guess. Probably tomorrow.
What's the matter with you all of a sudden?
Not a thing, Link. That's all I know. Except he's from the Southwest Land Company.
All right. Me and the boys will keep an eye on the roads tomorrow. You better stay at the Granger place, so if we miss that buyer, you can spot him for us.
All right.
Something meeting you, Earl? Getting cold feet, maybe?
That's the last thing you need to worry about. I better get to that hotel now.
Earl, I know how it is on a man's first job. He gets nervous, but that'll pass. Just remember, you're broke, and you're going to be cut in on $20,000.
I'm not likely to forget. So long.
Guess we're lucky we met up with him. He sure looks like a dude, doesn't he?
Oh, why not? He was one up to a couple of years ago.
Morning, Mr. Wallace. You going to the Grangers?
Yes. Just waiting for them to bring my horse out.
Oh. You know, I'm just thinking about Miss Penny. She doesn't want to leave that ranch. And, well, if she got married, she wouldn't have to.
No, she wouldn't.
I'd marry myself if I were old enough. About as old as you are.
She'd make any man a wonderful wife, Tagg. If he were worthy of it.
She sure would. Tell her I'll be out in a little while, as soon as I finish my chores.
I will.
Here's where Wallace said they shot at him.
Said. You sound suspicious.
No, but I didn't see it. And I'm still wondering about those 2 shots.
It's going to be tough to follow tracks through here, even if we knew which one to follow.
All we can do is hope and be lucky.
Like that ranch buyer to me.
Yeah, sure looks likely. I'll ride down. You see me draw my gun, you come on. Hi. I'm Colonel Granger's foreman. Looking for a fellow from the Southwest Land Company.
I guess that's me.
Ah. In case you better be calm and hand me that bag, huh?
Mr. Boyce, Lofty, from the land company.
Howdy. Well, this Jasper isn't going to do us much good. He's not cold. Looks like he's going to stay that way a while, too.
You better go after the other sheriff. They got more than 20,000 from me.
It's going to be a fairly common complaint around here, mister.
Well, you'd better get that man into town, Lofty, and I'll see if I can pick up a trail.
All right. I'll be back as quick as I can. You want to give me a hand?
Yes.
Looks like Luke might be dead.
Yeah, it could be. If he ain't, it's only a question of time before they make him talk.
We better be moving.
And not without Earl. We need him. Look how smooth everything worked. There'll be lots more ranches for sale in other places. Come on.
Come in. We began to wonder if you were coming.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had a lot of things to think over. Isn't your father here?
He went out to help the hands round up some stock he wants you to look at. Something the matter, Earl?
Not exactly. I'd like to talk to you, Penny.
Of course.
I want to tell you something and ask your opinion. It's about a fellow, a friend of mine. He had a fairly good inheritance, and he'd always wanted to be a rancher, so he came out west. But, well, he was irresponsible. He squandered all of his money. When he was broke, he was offered a chance to make some more. Dishonestly.
Did he take that chance?
Not yet. Do you think a fellow like that could
what?
Could get people to trust him and to like him if he saw his mistake before it was too late?
Of course. In time.
I hoped you'd say that.
Earl, what is it? Can't you tell me?
Not now, Penny. I will someday. Tell your father I'm sorry, but I can't buy his ranch. Goodbye.
A beautiful sight to see.
Never seen nothing prettier. It's a dude. How'd he get here so quick?
Now, what's the difference? He sure earned his cut.
Hoped I'd find you here, Link. I rode out to tell you I'm through.
What do you mean you're through?
Count me out, and I want you to lay off that buyer that's coming.
Well, your feet must have got good and cold, dude. Here. Let me show you something to warm them up.
We've already done it.
Yeah, we sure have. Now, you simmer down. We're almost out of the state, and your cut's gonna be a third instead of a fifth.
I told you I'm through. I don't want that money.
Link, he's fixing to double-cross us.
I'm not double-crossing you, nor anyone else. When you made me this proposition, Link, I thought I could do it. I found out I can't.
What changed your mind?
I'm just not built right to get money this way.
I thought you were smart. So you want to walk out on us, huh? Or where you gonna walk to? It's too late, dude. You're in this up to your neck.
I'll take my chances.
Chances? What chances? The law's got Luke. He starts talking, he ain't gonna forget how you helped frame the holdup.
And who's gonna believe you if you go around crying that you've changed your mind?
It's that Grjngo girl. She's headed here. Now I'm beginning to understand why you got cold feet.
Hold it.
Annie!
Annie Oakley's with her.
Penny, what in the world are you doing around here? Those outlaws are around here somewhere.
Earl's in some kind of trouble, Annie. I followed him here. His horse is down there with those others.
Let's take cover behind these rocks. Get down. It's worse than trouble for Earl, Penny. Looks like he's in with those outlaws. Those are their horses.
Annie, he said something that might explain it.
I've been wondering about Earl for quite some time, and this sure looks bad for him.
I think he was in with the Outlaws, but he tried to quit.
That doesn't look like he's quitting. Oh, I'm sorry, Penny. Lofty will be along in a few minutes, and we'll see what it's all about.
Annie Oakley up there's no sense making a run for it. She'd pick us off like sitting ducks in a shooting gallery.
What are we going to do, stay here and wait for the sheriff?
No, you keep your eye on this and the dude. I'll sneak out back and get rid of Annie. Once she's out of the way, you bring up the horses. And what you do with the dude is your business.
And whatever he did, Annie, I'm sure he meant to change.
I hope so, Penny. You know, if they saw me, they won't come out the front door. And yet they won't go out the back door and leave their horses.
Funny, ain't it? Annie Oakley setting up her thinking she's got us all pinned down. And all the time Link's moving in closer, fixing to pin her down for good.
Annie, look out! One of them's moving up on you!
Get out. That'll be all, mister. Drop your gun.
So, that's the story. I've been a bit of a black sheep, but not black enough to go through with a robbery.
That all there is to it, Earl?
Isn't it enough? I'll be on my way.
Don't be in such a hurry. Colonel and Lofty and I have had a little talk you might like to hear about.
As far as the sheriff's office goes, you're in the clear.
And you're in the clear as far as Daddy and I are concerned, too.
What?
Right. Only reason I wanted to sell the ranch is I couldn't find a reliable man to run it. Now I've found one.
Reliable? Me?
Please take the job, Mr. Wallace. Then Penny can stay.
Not so fast, Tagg. But at least I can come back for a visit.
I'll take it.
Yippee!
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
You want to play Skin the Cat? Nah, we played that yesterday. Well, how about going frog hunting? We did that all last week, remember?
Oh, golly. I guess there's just nothing else left in the whole world to play.
Do you know what I wish?
What?
I wish vacation was over, so we could go back to school. At least we'd have something to do.
Maybe I could arrange to open a summer session, Tagg.
Oh, hi, Miss Farnsworth.
Tagg's just kidding, teacher. He ain't that crazy about school.
He isn't that crazy about school, Billy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hey, look at the stage!
It's kind of funny upside down.
Hey, mister, this is Diablo. Hey, mister, wake up.
Oh, sorry I sleep.
Oh, my chin. Oh, Gottes Willen. Oh, it's so clumsy of me. You hurt yourself, Nine?
Huh?
Hab ich dich wehgetan? How you say, you are not unhurt, huh?
Me? Oh, I'm all right.
Gott sei Dank.
Did you hear that, Steve?
Yeah, the Dutchman.
Hey, Squarehead! What's the idea of kicking this little kid around?
Oh, you do not understand. I do not want trouble make. I want to be friend with everybody.
It's all right, mister.
You tell me, these letters are same as town we are in?
Diablo? Sure, that's where you're all right.
What you got there, Squarehead?
What's mean squarehead you called me?
Why, over here, that's what we call people we like.
Ah, yeah, danke sehr. Danke, squarehead. I like squarehead.
I asked you what you had there.
Oh, that's mine rifle. I make.
Well, let's take a look.
Ach, nine.
I just wanted to look.
Nine.
Is it made of gold or something?
Ach, not nine gold. But bestest rifle in whole world. Shoot very far.
Oh, yeah?
Please, Nine.
Don't look so special to me.
Yeah, inside special. Please keep back. Please. Please.
Let him alone, mister.
Oh, please, Nine. Please, Nine. Please, in goodness will, please. Nine.
Try me for size, mister.
Pushing this man around something awful, sis. I was just trying to make him stop.
Yeah, little boy only try help. Oh, Hans, sorry to cause trouble.
No trouble. That was a pleasure, mister. One of your boys, isn't he, Scribner?
I'm sorry, Deputy. I'll see that it doesn't happen again.
Do that.
I must find Uncle Fritz's house.
Fritz?
Yeah.
Fritz Steiner?
He was mein uncle. God rest his soul.
Well, you must be Hans van Bergen.
Ja, das bin ich. I inherited gun shop here.
Well, I'm Annie Oakley, and this is Deputy Lofty Craig.
Glad to know you.
My little brother Tagg. Hi. And his friend Billy Nelson.
I've been happy to meet.
We're awfully sorry this had to happen, but we have ways of taking care of men like him.
No, please, no. Oh, you scare me.
Good shooting, sis. Yeah.
It's very good shooting, yeah. But in old country, women do not shoot gun. They cook and fix house.
Annie can do everything. She's the best cook in the whole world.
Tagg exaggerates quite a bit, Mr. Van Bergen, but you're certainly welcome to stay for dinner, and we'll take you out to the Steiner Ranch afterwards.
Oh, danke. I am, how you say, dead of salvation.
You mean starvation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I accept your hospitality. We will be all good squareheads together.
We will.
Yeah, good friends. Oh, Hans must learn so much. All about Judge Washington and Frank Benjamin and all other things, too.
Miss Farnsworth will teach you.
Oh, that's Tagg's school teacher. I'll speak to her about you.
I like that.
Maybe you can show us your rifle, too, huh, Mr. Van Bergen? He's got the best rifle in the whole world, Annie. Oh?
Yeah, the bestest rifle in the world.
Well, that sounds like quite a gun. I'd like to see it in action.
For you, I show. At the ranch.
That gun interests me, Al.
That Dutchman's crazy. It's just another rifle.
Maybe. Just the same, I want to see that demonstration.
Well, why? What good's another rifle, even if it can shoot further?
It's worth plenty.
Huh? Who?
The U.S. Army.
Doesn't look much different than any other rifle.
Oh, it's all in rifling, getting bored. Even the shell is different. Yeah, look like any others, but inside special gunpowder. Just watch. Come with me. You see that post fence with the white on the top?
Mm-hmm.
I shoot the top.
Gosh, I can hardly see it. Yeah, it's impossible.
No, not impossible. Just watch.
Maybe you ought to try a closer target, Hans.
Oh, his target is fine, but Hans is no good shooter. Oh, I can make gun, all right, but never did learn how to be good shooter.
Say, why don't you let Annie shoot it?
Good idea. Uncle Fritz eyed me of you. You crackpot, huh?
You meant a crack shot, Hans. An expert marksman.
Of course, crack shot. Will you forgive me?
Oh, forget it, Hans.
Now, you shoot my gun and aim at same target. You will see, I'm right.
I'll try it, Hans. Thanks, Lofty, but Hans is the one that deserves the credit. This rifle's unbelievable.
You have a patent on that, Hans?
Huh? Patent?
Yes, Hans. Do you have your invention protected? Registered the plans?
Oh, there's only one. Plans are up here. Maybe someday, I think when I go to America, maybe I give the rifle to government.
Oh, Hans, I'm sure they'd be very happy to look at this. It outshoots anything I've ever seen before.
Well, I could contact the proper authorities, Annie. They could send out an Army ordnance man to take a look at this rifle.
Hello, Mr. Van Bergen. Miss Oakley, deputy. Well, I rode over to apologize to Mr. Van Bergen for what happened in town.
Oh, I forget already. It was just misunderstanding.
Oh, that the secret weapon?
You should have seen it, mister. It was really something.
Lofty is going to send for government soldier, and Hans is going to give a rifle to government.
Your generosity is noble, Mr. Van Bergen, but the Army can afford to pay a lot for your rifle if that's all you say it is.
Oh, I don't want no money. I only ask for opportunity to stay here and work. This I have. I'm paid already. More pay than money.
Money's pretty important, Mr. Van Bergen.
There are a lot of things more important, Mr. Scribner.
Yeah. You're all citizenship. Born here. Hans is not even citizenship yet. You lucky man, Herr Scribner. You have many things dollar cannot buy.
I suppose you're right. Well, I better be going. I hope I didn't interrupt anything.
Oh, it's no bothering. Hans always liked to talk to people, learn many things. I even go to school tomorrow.
Oh?
Ah, learn about billings of right, constitutional. I want to be pretty smart when that government soldier come here. Yeah.
Good luck then, Mr. Van Bergen. Goodbye.
Guten Tag, Herr Scribner. Guten Tag.
What do you think, Annie?
I don't know, Lofty. Scribner seems to have gotten mighty neighborly all of a sudden.
That's the same thought I had.
And that rifle's the greatest thing I've ever seen, Al. The Army would pay a fortune for it.
Well, maybe we can buy it off the Dutchman. He looks stupid enough.
Not a chance. He's already made plans to give it to the Army. The deputy's sending for a man.
Then what are we going to do?
Is Johnny Reed still over in Central City?
Yeah, as far as I know.
He owes me a favor. I want you to ride over there and get him.
Sure, Steve, but what's it all about?
I've got a plan. We're going to take advantage of that Dutchman's love for the red, white, and blue.
You see, Mr. Van Bergen, each one of these stars represents one of the United States.
Yeah, just like in the song I sing all the time. The broad stars and bright strips through the perilous fight gives proof to the night that the flags are there still.
Tagg, I'm sorry.
Well, he's just little boy, Fräulein. And Hans knows that he cannot sing too good.
I think you did very well. And you picked up your lessons much faster than some people I know. Did you read the textbooks I gave you?
Oh, the textbook? Oh, yeah, I read textbook. All about George Washington and Jans Hancock and Declaration of Independence and All Nation Indivisible.
Indivisible, Hans.
Yeah, invisible.
Please, Tagg.
I'm sorry, Miss Farnsworth. I promise I won't laugh again.
All right. But one more time, and out you go. Now then, Mr. Van Bergen, do you remember the presidents in order?
The presidency? Oh, yeah, I think. The presidents. There was George Washington.
Hello, Mary.
Oh.
How's the new pupil coming along?
Just fine, Annie. Lofty.
I was just about to recite the presidents to the teacher.
Well, we didn't mean to interrupt the lesson, but we thought you'd want to hear the good news, Hans.
News? What news?
The Army's sending an officer out to look at that new gun of yours. He'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, will you shoot rifle for me, Annie? And show the government how it works?
I sure will, Hans. It'll be my pleasure. Come on, Lofty. We better get back to town.
Yeah, we'd better. Before Mary asks me to recite the president.
Bye.
Fine gun. In the old country, many years I worked. But now to the new country, I give.
It's a fine piece, sir.
Danke, sir. Danke. Would you like to see how it shoots now?
But that won't be necessary. We'll make exhaustive tests of it when I get back to the post. Besides, Miss Oakley's recommendation is good enough for me.
Oh, she's fine girl. And smart, too.
She certainly is. And now, with your permission, sir, I'll get started back.
My permission? Oh, yeah, you have my permission. Und the gun, too.
Yes, sir. And you may take my word for it, sir. Your rifle is in the proper hands.
Oh, what better hands than the officer of the United States Army?
Thank you, sir.
Good day. Very good day. I give. The shells. Gottes Willen. Mr. Kapitän. Mr. Kapitän. Mr. Kapitän. Mr. Kapitän, I forgot to give you the shells. Must catch Captain. Army will think I fool him. Mr. Captain! The rifle will not work good without the special shells. The Captain! The Captain!
Hans, what's wrong?
It's all right now, Annie. I forget to give other officer the shells for the gun.
Other officer?
Yeah, Captain Reed. I give him gun, but bullets I forgot.
You mean you gave that gun to somebody else?
Yeah. What's wrong?
Hans, this is Colonel Jackson, the man the Army sent out to take a look at your rifle.
Cannot be. I already gave.
You gave your gun to an imposter, sir. I'm the only officer the Army sent out.
But he was officer. He had a uniform of United States Army. It cannot be. It cannot be.
Hans, please, we'll get your rifle back.
Oh, stolen from Hans in America. It's better Hans not come to America. It's better he stays where he belongs.
Hans, you belong right here, and you're going to stay here. We'll find the man who stole your rifle.
Was he on horseback?
Yeah.
Well, then we can track him from your ranch.
That would take time, Miss Oakley. Time which I'm afraid I can't give you.
But, Colonel...
I received many requests to look at new weapons, sir. Most of which, I might add, are worthless.
Believe me, Colonel, Mr. Van Bergen's rifle can outshoot anything the Army has.
Miss Oakley, orders are orders. And my orders are to leave for the fort on the afternoon stage.
That gives us a little less than 2 hours, Annie.
No use. Rifle is stolen. Maybe it's better if I go with Colonel to town. Maybe books are not right about America.
Hans, there's something about Americans that's not in those books you've been reading.
Yeah? What is that?
They're stubborn, and they don't give up easily. Let's go, Lofty.
Like a charm, Steve. You got the rifle? Right here. Seems kind of funny that something this valuable was so easy to get.
Remind us to make a general of you next time, Johnny.
Now, we better start riding. We'll go along the creek bed. I want to get to Central City before dark.
Me too, Steve. When Annie Oakley finds out what's happened, I want to be a long ways from here.
Now, let's go.
He's heading for the creek bed, Lofty.
Yeah, no telling how far behind him we are.
We'll catch up to him sooner or later.
Well, better be sooner, Annie. That Colonel's stage leaves inside an hour.
Look, Lofty, down there.
They've trailed us.
Yeah, we can't move fast in this creek bed. Give me that Dutchman's rifle. With this, I can pick them off before they can get in the shooting range. Maybe it's broken. We haven't got time to find out. Try to hold them off. Just give me enough time to get out of here with this rifle.
Go after Scribner, Lofty. He's got the rifle.
Come on, get on your horse. They've got Steve.
I can't get a clear shot at him, Lofty.
Here, try this. Let's get out of here.
I'll get him, Lofty. You were smart not to try and outrun me, boys. I had another 50 yards on you with this rifle. Now, what do you think, Colonel?
It's fantastic. And to think I was going to leave.
What's your opinion, Colonel?
I'm sure the United States government will purchase this weapon.
Oh, nein, we'll not sell that. No.
Not sell?
No, sir. But I give it to you. For no money.
Well, that's very generous of you, Mr. Van Bergen, but I assure you the government expects to pay for your invention.
Why? I was paid already, Colonel. Hans is the richest man in the whole world. And I'm so sorry what I say about leaving America. Soon I will be citizen. I'm being taught by the bestest teacher of the USA. I learned about America so much. I have job, I have friends who are all fine squareheads. That's what makes Hans rich, very rich.
The government will be most grateful, Mr. Van Bergen. I assume you have plans for the gun?
All plans go on paper, but rifle will go to my best friend, Annie Oakley.
Then if you'll just put your John Hancock on this paper, Mr. Van Bergen.
John Hancock? That's not right. That Hancock fellow, he's died a long time ago. It wouldn't be right to put his name on that paper. That would make me a counterfeit. Is something funny?
The Colonel only meant for you to sign your own name, Hans. Saying John Hancock is just an expression we use.
Oh, of course. I'm so stupid sometimes. I have to learn so much yet. Of course I put my Hans Hancock on the paper. Of course.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Boy, Annie, can I lick the bow next? This icing sure is good.
I'm glad, Tagg. I want everything to be just right for Debbie's party. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, Annie.
Tagg and I were just talking about you. You're coming to dinner tonight, aren't you?
Yes, of course. Very kind of you to invite me.
Nonsense. You don't go out enough as it is.
Frank Mason's coming, too. He's a bachelor, and he's got a big ranch.
Tagg.
Well, gosh, Annie, I thought Miss Debbie'd like to know. Lofty said all the boys have their eyes on you.
Lofty was just joking. I must go now, but I brought you some pencils, Tagg.
Oh, thank you.
Don't forget, Debbie. We'll be expecting you.
Well, I won't, but if I'm late, don't wait for me. I just remember I have some papers to correct.
Now you've done it. She's so shy, she probably won't even come at all. I guess she's still being faithful to the memory of that man she was engaged to, David Ingram.
Well, gosh, Annie, if he's gone, he's gone. What's the use of sitting around mourning when there's plenty others to take his place?
Tagg.
Well, that's what Lofty said.
Oh, man. They have no idea of romance.
You better get your gun, Annie. A fellow named Buck Kirby just shot Sheriff Carver over near Lakeview. He sent me this wire that he's heading this way.
What I know of Ward Carver is all bad, but so is shooting an officer of the law.
You ever heard of this Buck Kirby?
No, he's new to me.
Can I go with you, Annie?
No, Tagg. You're due over at Miss Debbie's right now for your drawing lesson.
Gosh, Annie, I'll never be an artist.
Maybe not. But learning to draw will help you to see what you look at and remember what you see.
And he's right, Tagg. I suppose you ran into an outlaw one of these times. It'd be a lot easier to draw a picture of him than try to tell what he looks like.
Oh, boy.
like he left a trail there, boss.
How far do you figure Buck Kirby's ahead of us?
I'd say about half an hour.
We'll have to shorten that to shooting distance.
I hate like blazes to do this, sweetheart, but I've got to grab that stagecoach.
With Rush Harper and Sid Muncie on my trail, I don't dare take any chances.
Take care of yourself, beautiful, and start traveling.
That mare. Hey, she's a beauty.
She sure is, Lofty. I wonder who she belongs to.
Search me. Hey there! Anybody belong to this mare?
She could have thrown her rider.
No sign, Annie. I'll check her brand. Whoa, whoa, easy, girl, easy. Nobody's gonna hurt you. The Rocking RH brand. That's Harper's spread over in Lakeview.
Lakeview? That's Buck Kirby's stomping ground.
Could be his horse. I better take her along. Oh, easy, girl, easy.
Doesn't look like she takes to strangers.
Maybe I better make her acquaintance.
Hey, there he is.
Let's let him have it.
I'm getting out of here.
You all in one piece, Lofty?
Yeah, thanks to you.
Well, why were they shooting at you?
I don't know. Unless this is Kirby's horse. If it is, maybe they mistook me for him.
Well, Buck Kirby's a wanted man. If they're hunting him, why'd they run away?
I don't know. We better question Kirby when we see him.
Looks like we pulled a boner, boss. That girl ruined a $20 headpiece. But she sure can shoot.
That fellow she was with has Kirby's horse.
What do we do now?
Find Kirby.
You're doing fine, Tagg. But don't you think the ear's a little bit too long for the rest of the face? Look, hold your pencil like this. No, measure on it with your thumb.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Ingram was sure a good-looking guy. I bet he wasn't afraid of anything.
No, he wasn't, Tagg. Or he wouldn't have gone with a posse into Mexico after the Apache Kid. The kid hated white men. He stalked and killed them like they were wild animals. David said no one was safe as long as he was alive. Oh, you should have seen him when he rode away. So proud and straight in the saddle. But he never came back.
Mr. Ingram must have been one swell guy, all right. Holy Toledo. Hey, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram! Gosh, Mr. Ingram. Miss Debbie thought you were dead. Will she be glad to hear that you're alive and kicking?
Miss who?
Miss Deborah Scott. You know, the girl you're engaged to? You surely couldn't have forgotten her, Mr. Ingram. She thought you were killed by the Apache Kid.
The Apache Kid?
Hey, Annie! Lofty! Annie, who do you think just flew into town? Mr. Ingram, Miss Debbie's boyfriend.
Not David Ingram.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you know?
Mr. Ingram, this is wonderful. I'm Annie Oakley. I guess you've already met my little brother, Tagg, and this is Deputy Sheriff Lofty Craig.
Yes, but...
Come into the office. We'd like to talk to you.
Hold on just a minute.
Oh, don't feel like that. Everybody in the whole county knows about you.
We're all friends of Debbie's.
She teaches school here.
I think I'd better explain.
You don't have to explain to us.
What did Debbie say when she saw you?
Well, I haven't seen her. You see,
He just got off the stage.
Do you mean she doesn't know you're here? Lofty, bring him over in about 15 minutes, but don't make it any later. She's waited long enough.
Oh, hello, Chet.
Hello, Annie. You're just the man I want to see. Any news about Buck Kirby?
Not yet. But we'll nail him if he's in this territory.
You know, shooting the sheriff isn't tolerated in these parts. Buck Kirby ought to be hanged.
Mr. Osgood's the editor of the Weekly Bugle. Say, Chad, here's a real piece of news for you.
What?
This is Mr. Ingram. Mr. David Ingram.
Not Miss Debbie's David. Well, I'll be darned. Say, this is going to make banner headlines. You know, you're supposed to be dead. Gosh!
But Annie, what's this all about? Why did you want me to put on my best dress?
You'll find out. I want you to sit right here in this chair, facing the door.
You act as though I'm going to have my picture taken.
Well, I want you to look like a picture anyhow. Let's see. Oh, that's perfect. Here they come. Here's your surprise, Debbie. You're David.
Debbie.
Go away. Please go away. That's all I ask. Just go away.
Go away.
You're not David Ingram. You don't exist. You never existed.
But, lady, look.
Please go away. There's no such person as David Ingram.
If that's the case, then why do you have a drawing of me?
That's just a sketch I made of a man I saw at a rodeo. I never expected to meet him. When I first came here, I couldn't let them think that there was no one, that there never had been anyone before in my life. So I made up the story. There never was a David Ingram. I used David Ingram to hide behind.
Guess my coming here has kind of put you in a spot. All I can say is I'm sorry. I wouldn't hurt you for anything. Tell you the truth, I'm kind of in a jam myself. I came here hoping Annie and Lofty could help me out. I've always heard that they were square shooters, but when that newspaper fella started talking about hanging Buck Kirby, I thought the simplest thing was to string along as David Ingram. At least until I could talk to Annie and Lofty alone.
You're Buck Kirby?
Yes. Oh, but look, I didn't do all those things they say I did. You've got to believe me.
I do believe you. But I can't cause you any more trouble now. So I guess we'd just better tell them, Mr. Kirby. I've made a fool of myself, but I was so afraid and so alone. Now I'll be the laughing stock of the whole county.
Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe we can figure some way out. That is, if you don't mind my being David Ingram for a little while longer.
You're the only David Ingram there'll ever be.
There's his horse. How can you be so sure he's here? Where else would he go? He's got to eat. There isn't another town in 100 miles.
Howdy.
Howdy. You mind if we water our horses?
No, that's what it's there for.
Nice town you got here.
Yep. Get many visitors?
Nope. We're looking for a fellow we know. Young fellow. About 35, tall, dark, good-looking, wearing mostly brown. You seen anybody answering to that description?
Yeah, I saw that fella come in on the stage.
Thanks.
Say, don't you want to know where you can find him?
We sure do.
Well, the last I saw of him, he was going over to Annie Oakley.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No charge for information.
Hope we can get to Buck before he spills to the law. He knows too much. Here, what are you drawing?
Just a horse.
Wow. Not bad. I couldn't do as well myself. Keep it up, kid. You'll be a great artist one day.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, Annie. Got an answer to that wire we sent to Lakeview. Seems that Buck Kirby was running for office against Sheriff Carver. He had the election in the bag when he met Carver at his house and shot him.
Carver was unarmed.
Yeah, that's what worries me. Because from what I can find out about this Kirby, he isn't the trigger-happy kind. In fact, he bends over backwards to give the other fella a square deal.
Who told you that?
Frank Mason. He used to ride with him.
Frank Mason? Oh, Lofty, I forgot. We invited him for dinner.
Yeah. But when he found out about David Ingram, he changed his mind.
Debbie and Mr. Ingram in the next room.
But what are we going to do?
I don't know yet. One thing's certain, I'm not going to get you mixed up in this.
I'm already mixed up in it. You mustn't think of me, Buck.
That's one thing I don't seem to be able to help.
I don't care anymore. At least not about myself. It's you I worry about. Buck, you've got to tell Annie and Lofty.
Hello, Tagg.
Hi. Nice day, isn't it?
Yes, isn't it?
He's in there with a girl. The window's open. I got a clear view of the whole room.
You ain't aiming to do it here, boss. Annie Oakley's the dame and shot your rein in two.
You scare too easy, Sid. I'll handle this. Get the horse.
Dinner will be ready in a few minutes. Come on, Tagg. I need some help.
I'm busy, Annie.
Well, you can be busy in the kitchen. Oh, Tagg, shame on you.
Well, that's what they were doing when I came in.
Looks like you two are making up for lost time. Who are they?
Just a couple men at the livery stable. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They're looking for you, Mr. Ingram. And they sure were tough customers.
Lofty, those are the men that shot at you.
Yeah.
Shot at you?
Well, if they did, they made a mistake. They were gunning for me.
You keep out of this. I'm the law around here. This is my fight. You'll get his head blown off.
Buck Kirby. Let's get our horses, Lofty.
I'll take that gun, Mr. Kirby.
Did Debbie tell him?
Nope. Your mare did. She didn't start fighting when you hit the saddle.
You mean Debbie knows who you are?
I told her. She isn't in on this, though, and don't try to put anything on her.
I came into town looking for you two. You can ask Debbie. I needed your help. Rush Harper framed me.
Harper? He's a big cattleman.
He's also the brains behind all the holdups and rustlings and killings in Lakeview County. Sheriff Carver was only a front man for Rush. When he saw that I might win the election, he called me out to his house and offered me $10,000 to leave town. When I refused, he drew on me.
But when Carver was found, he was unarmed.
If he was, why did Rush take a chance on shooting me at your house? And if they were lawmen, why didn't they come in openly instead of setting an ambush? You know, Rush has a hideout up in the hills, right where the county line crosses Brent's Corners. If you let me go along, I'll take you to it.
Never mind. I'll take it from here. Keep an eye on him, Annie.
You'll never make it alone.
I'll manage.
I was watching the trail of Kirby like you told me, boss. Only this fellow came along.
You fathead. All right. Tie him up over there, where he'll be out of the way.
Sure, boss.
Buck must have put him on our trail. Now we'll have to get rid of both of them.
Well, we could start with him.
Now we'll take care of Buck first. If we work it right, we'll make it look like they shot each other. I'll go hide his horse. When you finish there, go on up to the lookout and keep watch.
Gotta believe me, Annie. Rush always has a guard posted up there. Lofty goes up that trail, he'll ride right into a trap.
Why didn't you tell us this before? Why did you try and make us think you were David Ingram?
Well, that's something you'll have to ask Debbie.
Start riding. Let's just hope we're not too late.
Thanks, Annie.
Gotta hand it to you, Harper. It's a good frame you pinned on Kirby. Curious, though. What happened to Carver's gun after he was shot?
I took it off of him. Well, Buck came into town to report the shooting, just like a good law-abiding citizen.
There's a house, but the lookout's always posted here. You wait here. I've got a little climbing to do.
That's Debbie's story, Chet. There never was a David Ingram.
And only the four of us know it.
Well, that's one story that'll never be printed.
Well, here's one story you can print, Mr. Osgood. Miss Deborah Scott has consented to become the wife of the next sheriff of Lakeview.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Osgood.
Tagg, aren't you going to wish Buck and Debbie good luck? Here, let me see what you... Oh, Tagg, that's the best drawing you ever made. Look.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
I make it look pretty nice.